Yeah, namaste.
Yeah, namaste everyone. Happy
Namaste,
Guru
everyone.
Purnima.
Yeah.
Namaste and a very, very blessed Guru Purnima. Thank you so much for this, Monica.
Yeah. In fact, I was about to say thanks to you. Thank you for the request for arranging the session. Otherwise, it would not have occurred to us somehow. So, thank you so much, Sulakshna ji. Just to let you know, it was Sulakshna ji who said that we should have a session on Guru Purnima. So, thanks to her that we are having this today.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sulakshna ji. And
Oh,
namaste, Taru. Happy Guru Purnima.
so, so blessed to be here.
So, so let us start with a moment of silence, if that is okay with everyone. Just in gathering our energies and bringing the mind home to the body. So I'll request Taru to take over.
Yeah, just for a short while, and then Monica will. Yeah. So I think, when we say the word guru, not much is required actually. It's like it feels that it should be something very silent, and yet at times one wants to say more. And today is one such, moment and event. For me personally, I have been blessed to have, like, lot of gurus, lot of directions, lot of pointers that have led me on. And I have done so many retreats, but there's one thing I wanted to share that, when I did a retreat, when I did a workshop about, my first workshop in Pondicherry. So whenever I used to come back from any silent retreats, meditations, vipassana, I used to feel like, that, oh, I'm going back into the chaos and I don't know how I'll handle it, kind of a thing, that as if the bliss is over and the real life starts. But when I was going back from that retreat, I felt very joyous because I felt that, mother is coming back with me. Like, it wasn't just, the 4 5 days, the 3 days, I don't remember how much, but now I have somebody with me forever. So just wanted to share that briefly. So, our ancient texts, they say that Guru is the one who gives freedom from all the coming and going, all the dualities, all the changes, the cessation, from the whole game. So they actually break the word Guru with, Gu and Ru. Gu is all the rise and fall, the birth and death. And Ra is the standing still. So that could also mean, immortality, like no birth, no death, it just is. So Guru actually they say, is a very paradoxical word, because it has both the movement and the stillness. So the center around which everything, seems to be dancing. So they say it's the emptiness, the nothingness, the Brahman itself, the absolute reality, and not, a person, a name, or an object, but the foundation of the whole universe. And one doha, or I don't know, doha ही बोलेंगे, that is very, I personally relate with a lot, is आग लगी आकाश में, जल जल पड़े अंगार, अगर संत ना होते जगत में, तो जल मरता संसार. Just even thinking about the fact that if we did not have any spiritual guidance, from a guru, because guru is somebody who you could relate, you can relate with, like there are these spiritual forces and uh, other, it's like, but with a guru, because he's in the same form as you, like he appears to be another human, with his challenges and his limitations standing in front of you, yet who's doesn't appear to be of hair. So, it feels that if it's possible again for him, it's possible for you. And that's how the connection forms. So again, I don't know what would happen if there were no spiritual, guidance, there were no spiritual masters. And another way of seeing the same thing is that, with the guru, the fire gets extinguished, the fire that is within. So first is that without him, the fire would have been there more, how would it have got extinguished? And of course, with him, it gets extinguished. That was all the basic introduction. And there's a very simple, very song by Kabir ji. I don't know if many of us know us. You're welcome to just, silently just we'll take that up before Monica shares more couplets from Kabir and other masters. So this is Vari Jaun Main Sadguru Ke. You're welcome to, chant, sing along with it. वारी जाऊं मैं सद्गुरु के, वारी जाऊं मैं सद्गुरु के, किया मेरा भरम सब दूर, किया मेरा भरम सब दूर, चंद चढ़ा कुल आलम देखे, चंद चढ़ा कुल आलम देखे, मैं देखूं भरम दूर, मैं देखूं भरम दूर, हुआ प्रकाश आस गई दूजी, हुआ प्रकाश आस गई दूजी, उग गया निर्मल नूर, उग गया निर्मल नूर, माया मोह तिहर सब नासा, माया मोह तिहर सब नासा, पाया हाले हुजूर, पाया हाले हुजूर, विषय विकार लार है चेता, विषय विकार लार है जेता, जारी किया सब कुछ दूर, जारी किया सब कुछ दूर, पिया पियाला सुधि बुद्धि बेसारी, पिया पियाला सुधि बुद्धि बिहार बिसारी, हुआ चकनाचूर, हुआ चकनाचूर. Thank you. Basically, in short, it's just saying that, to that guru, to a guru, I can sacrifice everything. I am giving up everything because he has shown me the light. He has given me the big picture so that I could actually see, and all my illusions were broken. And now the light is there, and I don't want anything else. I don't have hopes or aspirations for things that don't matter, because now I can see the light. And Maya, Moh, Tihir. Maya, we know illusions. Moh, we know attachments. Tihir, we know darkness. That has been destroyed. And the ultimate light, has entered my life. And he has, put on fire everything that was not needed. And fire, because, fire can destroy everything. No matter how bad it is, how dirty it is, how smelly it is, it destroys everything in the fire. And now that when everything has been destroyed, I can drink the nectar of truth. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Taru. So I would invite if anyone wants to share their anecdotes or stories or reflections. Yeah, Sardaji?
Oh, sorry, Monica.
Okay. It's okay. So anyone who would like to share at this moment, anything they want to share, whatever is coming.
Monica, I would like to share about Sehjo Bai, who was a great poet saint, and how, her incident that she was about 16 and she was getting married, and Guru Charan Das ji appeared at the door. And I don't remember the two couplet that he said, but he said, Sehjo kahan chali hai? जाना किस देश था और चल कहाँ पड़ी है. So she just drops everything. That's how the guru is, one word is enough to pierce your heart. She just left everything and she followed him. And she's the one who later, when she wrote her hymns and poems, one of them was this one, Ram taju par guru na bisaru, Guru I'm not remembering it. I don't remember. So what she said was that मैं राम को तज सकती हूँ because the God is imaginary, but मैं गुरु को नहीं बिसार सकती. And if I may go ahead, there's a little story. Only appealed to me. I heard it as a child. That Sehjo Bai was sitting outside her kutia, and the Lord appeared, and he was very pleased with her Guru Bhakti. And he said, Sehjo, हम बहुत दूर से चल के आए हैं, हमें देखकर तुम प्रसन्न नहीं लग रही. So she said, प्रभु आपने कृपा तो मुझ पे बहुत की, लेकिन मुझे किसी चीज की या किसी दर्शन की लालसा ही नहीं है. मुझे तो मेरे सतगुरु में आप मिल ही गए हो प्रभु. And then, the Lord said, कि मुझे जब मैं जाता हूँ कहीं तो लोग मेरी इतनी सेवा करते हैं, तुम मुझे अंदर आने को नहीं कहोगी? एंड सहजोबाई सेड, प्रभु मेरी छोटी सी कुटिया में तो एक ही आसन है, वहां मेरे गुरु विराजते हैं, अगर आप चाहो तो जमीन पे बैठ कर मुझ पे कृपा कर दो. एंड द लॉर्ड sat on the ground and she wept. And then he said, मैं जहां जाता हूं मैं कुछ ना कुछ देता हूं, तुम कुछ मांग लो आज मुझसे. So she said, मैं क्या मांगू प्रभु, मुझे जो चाहिए था वो मेरे सतगुरु से मिल गया. आपने तो हमें इस जगत जंजाल में छोड़ दिया, ये 5 सेंसेस के पीछे भागते हुए. ये तो हमारे सतगुरु ने कृपा की जो हमें मार्गदर्शन किया और हमें उससे छुड़ाने की विधि बताई. So he said, फिर भी कुछ मांग लो. And she said कि मेरे गुरु आने वाले हैं, वो इस आसन पे विराजेंगे, मैं जब तक उनके लिए कुछ खाने का प्रबंध करूंगी, क्या आप उन पर छामर पर पंखा कर सकते हैं, गर्मी बहुत है. And that's exactly what the Prabhu did. And the story is just about, this always kind of taught me that Sadguru जैसा कोई भी नहीं है, He is the Mat Pita, he is the Bandhu Sakha, he is everything. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Back
Thank you so
throat.
much. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Anyone else who would like to share any anecdote, any reflection? Okay. So, in Indian mythology or Indian spirituality, we also say that there is divine, that is all, and there is nothing but the divine. So, I think there the concept of other ends, because if there is nothing but divine, then even if I have enemies, it may be hiding the divine, but the divine is there. The guru, as Sulakshna ji was sharing, that guru to be given more importance than the divine. Who has sent the guru if not the divine? So then the separations end, when we reflect upon that everything is divine. And we all would agree to the fact that especially the most difficult people also in our lives have been our hidden gurus. We may not directly tell them that you are my guru, but maybe we will think that their ego may inflate, but we know that they have served us good, and they've been placed very strategically in our lives. So along with referring to those direct masters and gurus, as Taru was sharing, that we have been guided through many, many masters through many, many different times, and that still goes on. There is no end to it. So, along with those whose direct words of light and illumination, they remove our darkness. Along with them, I also today, want to thank in this collective space all the people who have been really tough and hard in our lives, because they don't even know and they are our gurus, because if not for them, we would not really care to move forward. So gratitude to those people also, those beings, those life situations which were very challenging, which still are challenging, because only with challenge we rise above the challenge. So this rising that Taru was sharing, gu is darkness or movability, and ru is stillness or light. So if there is no darkness, everything is just light, then there is no adventure, and earth is a place for adventure. That's what the masters have shared. Earth is a place for progress, for adventure, and progress can only be if there is imperfection. Otherwise there is no place for progress to be. And they say that there are realms which are just like where you just can be. You don't need to progress. That's what mother says, that what's the fun there, because you can just be there. You can, as Jetsunma Tenzing Palmo shares, that you can just consume your positive karma there. You can't really accumulate more positive karma or work on your weaknesses and imperfections. So there are those kind of realms also, they say. I have no idea of that. I'm just believing those words. They sound true somehow. And earth, as we see, earth, it seems like it's a space for progress, and which holds true for each one of us, because when we are progressing, we have joy. And joy, or true joy, or ananda, is the basis of this existence. If there is no joy in life, we fall into depression. So that's a very good indicator that we are here for progress. And progress, again, for progress, we have to thank people who are like walls, very resistant in our life, and also those who help us to go forward irrespective of those walls. So I'm going to maybe share a few couplets, because Kabir ji has said many, many beautiful, as Taru was sharing a few couplets on, on Guru. So, and shortly we can just touch upon that, just to invoke reflections. So he says, Guru bechara kya kare, hriday bhaya kathor, no neja pani chada, patthar na bhiji kor. So that is the reflection of the inconscience that we have, the darkness that we have, the ignorance that we have as human beings so far. He says कि गुरु बेचारा क्या करे, उसने तो तुम्हें सारे words बता दिए, he's given his words of illumination, but you yet are not ready to follow. So he says, Guru बेचारा क्या करे, हृदय भया कठोर, that your heart has become so shelled and hard, like lots of crust on your heart, which is not breaking. Just like no neja pani chadha. So if on a patthar, on a very hard stone, stones are hard mostly, if you put water, even if you put like no neja, I don't know neja, what neja is, must be some quantity. So even if you put that much of water, what would happen to a patthar? Almost it will remain the same. So that kind of ignorance is there, and that is why on the path we feel that again and again we forget. We, although we have read all these good words by masters, we have books lined on our table, but this ignorance, it's like stone, it doesn't go away that quickly. And he says that Guru can't help you if you don't practice the words that he has shared. Then he says, Pura Satguru na mila, suni adhuri सीख, स्वांग यति का पहन के घर घर मांगी भीख. So we live like a beggar, all of us know. We have so many hidden demands of approval, demands of expectations. This person should behave this way, this much love at least I should get from this area of my life. So he says कि गुरु के साथ रहते हुए भी you could not really get the full gyan, that knowledge which dispels this darkness, this begging that you have. पूरा सदगुरु ना मिला, सुनी अधूरी सीख. और कुछ कुछ आपने ऐसा भी नहीं है कि नहीं लिया, कुछ कुछ आपने बांध भी लिया, and that is why we feel more like we are pretending, because the begging is still going on. So what really happened, he's asking, that you still live like a beggar. Sadguru gave you the gyan, but you didn't take the whole. You just took pinches and, here from here and there, whatever suited you, your personality, that you took, and you still remain like a beggar. And then he also warns us about gurus which can be really dangerous. So along with, all this gratitude that we have for all the ways in which we have gotten light and rid away the darkness, there is also has to be a little bit of skepticism, when you choose a guru. So Kabirji also has said that, and His Holiness Dalai Lama also has spoken a few words on you have to be very, very skeptical while you are choosing a guru. And he says that observe your guru very closely. for a long, long time, and don't just directly have too much, like blind faith in the guru, which may go against many of us, but I think it does reflect in our experiences also. So he says, जाका गुरु है आंध्रा, चेला खड़ा निखंद निरंध, अंधे को अंधा मिला, पड़ा काल के फंद. So he says, especially in contemporary, times, there are many, many people who have fooled, like a mass of public has been fooled by their being falling into again ego consciousness. Although they may have powers, they may have siddhis, but the attitude, the behavior in life is not really a pious, transparent, honest behavior. So one has to be very skeptical. Jaka Guru hai Andhra, one whose Guru is himself blind with ignorance. Andhe ko andha mila, pada kal ke fand. So if a andha Guru, also the chela would be andha because then he is not using his discernment. So andhe ko andha mila, pada kal ke fand. So what Taru was sharing, that he takes us towards immortality. He shows the path towards immortality. So in this case, when andhe ko andha mila, we are tied up in the bondage in this life and beyond. We are still in the ego state of consciousness, which is in the trap of time. Yeah, if there is anything in between, I'm just going through some couplets, so if you feel free to share. Yeah, again on reflections on choosing a guru, he says, जे गुरु ते भ्रम ना मिटे भ्रांति न जिसकी जाए, सो गुरु झूठा जानिए त्यागत देर न लाए. सो ही सेज कि ऐसे गुरु से, जब आपकी कोई भी गुरु आपका हो, उससे आपकी भ्रांति नहीं जा रही, योर डाउट्स आर नॉट गोइंग अवे, योर these संशय, as we say in Hindi, are not going away. भ्रांति ना जिसकी जाए, सो गुरु झूठा जानिए. तो उस गुरु को आप झूठा जान सकते हैं. अगेन दिस इज अ मैटर ऑफ टाइम एंड रिफ्लेक्टिंग अपॉन द वर्ड्स. Sometimes we come across words full of illumination, we just read one word and suddenly we are aligned within. And sometimes we are just sitting and with a guru or with words, but the otherness is not going away. We still are focused on all the others in our life. This person is not letting me live, that person is not letting me live. So there is more separation and division in life. So this is Bhranti. Division is the root of Bhranti. That is the basis of our ignorance, division. So if this division is still persisting in my life, even after listening to the words of Guru, then he says that उसको झूठा जानिए और त्यागत देर ना लाए. उसको आपको त्यागने में देर नहीं करनी चाहिए. It may be leading us to a path which is not right for us, and it happens in many cultish areas or cultish religions, where there is so much separation. So if we still have separation in life, if we are not able to see the divine in each being around us, if we are not able to see the guru in each being around us, take the learning from each person, each life situation, then he says that be wary of it, be wary of the path. And then something on what Taru was sharing earlier, gu and ru. He says, gu andhyara janiye, ru kahiye prakash, मिटे अज्ञानी ज्ञान दे, गुरु नाम है तास. सो ऐसी कोई भी वस्तु और लाइफ सिचुएशन और ऐसा एक कोई इंसान गुरु के फॉर्म में जो आए, और ऐसा कोई वर्ड, कोई बुक, एनी रिफ्लेक्शन जो आपके अंधियारा से प्रकाश की तरफ ले जाए, जो एनीथिंग दैट टेक्स यू फ्रॉम डार्कनेस टू लाइट, एंड मिटे अज्ञान ज्ञान दे. So whatever illusions and concerns were there in the mind, they just got diluted and you went towards clarity of mind. That is what is Guru, he says. And it's not only skepticism about gurus that Kabir speaks of. He also says that if you have found somewhere, just then settle down for some time. He says, साचे गुरु के पक्ष में मन को दे ठहराए, चंचल से निश्चल भया, नहीं आवे नहीं जाए. So if you have found a place of being or a state of being, even within ourselves, if we have found a state of being or a form or a formless form, he says that settle down if you feel that this is the right path. Don't then keep on jumping like a monkey here and there. But the divine's grace is so powerful that even if we keep on jumping like a monkey here and there, we are taken forward only. That's the power it is. And that's what Mother shares in prayers and meditations, that the only path is always forward. So no matter how many stumblings, mistakes, jumping around we may do, we are in safe hands. We can never reverse. There is only one destiny, which is divine. And it's only a matter of time that we have full illumination. So there are many more, but I won't be greedy and make you sleep. So anything anyone wants to share at this moment?
Yeah, so to
Monica,
be
sorry, please carry on.
go ahead, please.
No, please.
Yeah, Ritu, go ahead. Then Sulakshana
I
ji can.
was just saying that we should thank today Taru and you also, and all the people who come in these circles and discussions. So somewhere or the other, even that's also helping us see with more clarity. And apart from that, I recently read a book of Paramhans Yogananda, in which he is really, really miserable when his guru passed away, Swami Yogananda. Yogananda. So, no, his guru's name was something else.
Yukteswar Maharaj.
Muktanand, yeah.
Muktanand and Yukteswar Maharaj.
Yeah, you're right. So there, when his guru passed away, he was really in a very sad state. And there's a video on YouTube which shows how he's like completely, it's like lifeless state wherein he's just not aware of what's happening. He's feeling as everything is gone. And he goes to the place where he's buried or where his samadhi is every day, and he spends time there and keeps on crying. So on YouTube, I found a very nice song, which if there is time, I can play it for 3-4 minutes. Yeah, Monica, do we have time?
Yes, if you want to play, please go ahead. We have time.
Can you hear it?
Yes, yes. Yes.
तो voice is a bit unclear, like और lag आ रहा है काफी.
ठीक है. So I'll share it later.
And you share it, we'll put it on the group, है ना, meditation वाले पे. ये feel आ रहा है but सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है.
Yeah, Ritu, you can share the link later, maybe with Taru, and she can put it for everyone on the group. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, anyone else? Anything here? Yes.
Yeah.
Monica, what
Yes, Sulakshna ji.
What I was saying was that when you said that, like a monkey, we keep jumping, let's not keep jumping here and there. But then, till somebody's teachings, I mean, it's all interconnected, what you've said today, right? Somebody's teachings or somebody's bhav really touches your heart and connects with you. You do keep jumping. And I think that is also grace, because at least you are seeking. You are moving. And someday it'll happen. That's just what I thought.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's what, a mother shares, that the divine makes use of all the movements. So, as you rightly said, that the monkey movement, the jumping from here and there, also leads only forward. The path is only forward. So, the divine makes use of all the stumblings, all the jumping around, all that is made use of. Yes, absolutely. Totally resonate. Yes. And it's amazing that even when we jump and maybe settle down with something for a long time, we see that the journey doesn't end there, and we can again after a few years find ourselves jumping further ahead. Since the divine is infinite, the journey is also infinite. So it's beautiful that the journey just continues and we keep on expanding horizons. As Sri Aurobindo shares, that this journey is about one realization after another, after another, after another. So there is no end to realizations. One light after greater light, greater light, greater light. So that's what he says, that it's like a continuous moving on. And I think that's what keeps the spirit of adventure alive, because if the adventure ends, then the person who loves to be in the adventure, he would actually get bored. So we have enough, yeah, for us. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, Sharda ji.
Yeah, Monica, I just wanted to share from Adi Shankara's Shivanand Lahari, where he thinks, where he feels Shiva as his guru. I just recite that shloka. त्वत्पादाम्बुजमर्चयामि परमम् त्वां चिन्तयाम्यन्वहम् त्वां ईशं चरणं प्रजामि वचसा त्वामेव याचे विभो वीक्षां मे दिश चाक्षुषीं सकरुणां दिव्यैशिरं प्रार्थिता शम्भो लोकगुरो मदीयमनसः सौख्योपदेशं कुरु. See, he says, I offer devotion to thine lotus-like feet. I meditate on thee, who is the greatest. I seek thy refuge on my Lord. And by my words I beg from you, O Vibhu, to bless me, the merciful divine sight, which is always sought by gods. O teacher of the universe, teach me the way of the lesson of happy living. Yeah, this I found so I like this line always, so I wanted to share here. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the beautiful rendition. Very soothing. There is one couplet right in front of me. Earlier, I think Taru or Sulakshna ji had shared that these words of gurus are sometimes they're so, like, it acts like a bomb. Something happens and suddenly you have the clarity that you needed. So Kabir ji says, "Satguru mera surma करे शब्द की चोट मारे गोला ज्ञान का." So I like the wording actually. मारे गोला ज्ञान का हरे भरम का खोट. So whatever doubt or confusion we may have at that point in our life, immediately some revelation happens and we have clarity. So that's how, the Guru acts, the divine grace works. And then I think there are many also other couplets on Sumiran, because any Guru, true Guru, would direct us towards the true, the true eternal Guru, which is the divine. So he also, in many, many other couplets, which may not be taken up today, he talks about Sumiran. So he reminds us of remembering and offering. As Mother says, there is only, Mother in many different places, she says that there is only one thing to do: remember and offer, remember and offer. And with Mother, we have many, many simple keys for us to open the locks wherever we get stuck. Yeah, anything anyone wants to share here? Okay, so then two couplets on Sumiran, since we are at it. He says, Sumiran marag sehaj ka Satguru diya bataye. Remembering the divine, or remembering the divine name, is the sehaj, effortless path. It's a very easy path, like a shortcut that you have been given. Sumiran marag sehaj ka Satguru diya bataye. My true Guru has told me this path of true remembrance. सांस सांस सुमिरन करूं एक दिन मिलसी आए. So if every moment is made use of in that remembrance, and not one moment is lost, he says, then one day I'll have the full union, which is the destiny of all of us. And then in the last one that I want to share is, he says, sumiran se sukh hot hai. So this something which we have seen in our lives, that whenever we are able to pinpoint the mind either to breath or to a divine name in any little moment of time, there is a relaxation, there is an ease that we have in the being. The clutter is not then bothering us that much. So he says, sumiran se sukh hot hai, sumiran se dukh jaye. Dukh is all the entanglement that we have. Kahe Kabir sumiran kiya, Sai Bhitar Samay. So in this temple that we have, the body as a temple, with proper remembrance and a continuous and increasing remembrance, we have the divine seated with us all the time. So that's the power of remembrance. And today, before we end, we'll do maybe a short meditation of gratitude towards our own self, also to walk the path, thanking our own self that we are with ourselves walking this path, and thanking everything, whatever comes to our mind. So before we start with that 5 minutes meditation, we have still some time. So I've taken too much time, sorry. Yeah. Taru, anything from your side?
I thought you were singing today after a long time.
Yeah, I thought I will sing, but I can sing still, but I thought you also sang and Sharada ji also did so.
Monica, if you can please sing the one you have used on the message that you sent, Guru Samadata.
Acha, acha. Yeah. That's a short one. I can do that. Yes, we'll do that.
That'd
Yeah.
be
Okay.
lovely. Thank you.
So it's again a song by Kabir, Sant Kabir, and he starts with a couplet in this song. And it's the same song as Sulakshana ji said, it's mentioned on the poster also today. दाता नदियां एक सम जिरे हीर रे सब काहू को दे जिसके जैसा कुंभ हो वैसा ही भर ले. So he says Data, the divine giver, and Nadiyan, rivers, are like the same. They give equally to everyone, sab kahu ko de, jiske jaisa kumbh ho. So whatever receptacle we have. If we have a little receptacle, we'll get only little. If there is more receptivity, we'll get more. So the more porous we become to divine grace, the more we let it pour in and let it pour out. It's like a continuous flow that has to be there. Because if it's pouring in and we stop the flow, then the grace disconnects after some time, under doubts of the mind and confusions of the mind. So he says that Data and Nadiya, the divine grace and the giver and the river is the same. They give equally, they are ready to give equally to everyone. जिसके जैसा कुंभ हो, whatever kind of receptacle you have, वैसा ही भर ले. That is what you will get. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं हो. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. कोई नहीं हो ऐसा, कोई नहीं हो. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. यहाँ कागज की एक नाव बनी रे, जिसमें लोहा रे अपारा. कागज की एक नाव बनी हो, जिसमें लोहा रे अपारा. सतगुरु पार उतारिया रे कोई संत पुकारा. गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. कोई नहीं हो ऐसा, कोई नहीं. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. क्या राजा क्या बादशाह हो, सबने हाथ पसारा. क्या राजा क्या बादशाह हो, सबने हाथ पसारा. सात दीप नौ खंड में हो, सतगुरु का ही पसारा. गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. कोई नहीं हो ऐसा, कोई नहीं. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. अपराधी तीरथ चाल या क्या, तीरथ तारे. अपराधी तीरथ चाल या क्या, तीरथ तारे. कपट दाग छूटे नहीं रे, बहुरी अंग पखार्या. गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. कोई नहीं हो ऐसा, कोई नहीं. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. कहे कबीर क्या खो गया हो, क्या ढूंढण हारा. अंधे को सूझे नहीं रे, थरघट माही उजाला. गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. कोई नहीं हो ऐसा, कोई नहीं. जग मांगण हारा, गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. यहाँ गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. यहाँ गुरु सम दाता रे दाता कोई नहीं. So just sharing something on these lines, since I did share earlier. He says कागज की एक नाव बनी जिसमें लोहा अपारा. So कागज की नाव is reflection on the body, and loha is the burden of the mind, burden of emotions, burden of sense perceptions. So कागज की एक नाव बनी जिसमें लोहा अपारा, सतगुरु पार लगाया. So he was the one who took me through this overwhelming bhav sagar, as we say. Then he says, whether you talk about any elite personalities or Raja or Badshah, everyone is a beggar, because even if a Raja is begging, he's begging for more, more kingdom, more money, more power. So still we are a beggar. He says, क्या राजा क्या बादशाह सबने हाथ पसारा, सात डीप नो खंड में सदगुरु का ही पसारा. See, it's only Sadguru who can take us through this river of begging. And then he says that aparadhi tirat chalya, so we being the aparadhis, the sinners, all of us, do you think that taking a holy dip in the river would take you through? No, because again, commenting upon all these rituals, mechanical, that we may dwell into in those times also when Kabir was saying this. So he says that your man is still mela, kapat daag chhutya nahi. So even if you dip the body 100 times in the holy water of Ganges, you are not dipping the mind in its true source, the Ganges within. So the mind has to rest in the holy Ganges within. And in many other songs, he says that Ghathi ma Ganga, here is the Ganga, here is the Yamuna. You don't have to go outside. So dip your mind in the holy rivers within yourself. And then in the end, he says that what have you lost? He asks, क्या खो गया? क्या ढूंढन हारा? What are you looking for? Can't you see, you blind fellow? Again giving us a slap. He says, अंधे को सूझे नहीं, थारा घट माही उजाला. So he says, within your being, there is the light which is immutable, immovable. It cannot be extinguished. Find that light within. As Buddha would say, Appa Dipo Bhav. So we, all these lights that we have, which point us towards that inner light which we have to reclaim. So I think we'll have to again and again realign ourselves, because we get strayed, the mind gets lost in several directions, and we have all the material, all the raw material is there in front of us. Even if we now not walk the path, then it's a delay from our side. No one is responsible for that. So finding and dipping deep in the waters of the being and finding that light and giving it the throne, making it the king of our body. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for giving the chance to sing. Yeah. So just I thought in the last 2-3 minutes that we have, if we could maybe meditate upon maybe offering our gratitude inwardly, silently, and also giving gratitude to our own selves also for walking the path. So embracing ourselves first, not negating. That thank you for this body, thank you for, no matter however confused a mind I have, it has led me so far, and I will walk further. Thanking our life experiences, difficult ones, good ones. Thanking the grace which allows me to speak, to listen, to reflect, even to intellectualize. It's grace only that does it. thanking the fellow travelers, people who have received anything from us individually, and people who have given. So, both it's a joy either in giving or in receiving. So, those who have accepted words and wisdom, thanking them, and those who have given us words, wisdom, and beyond, thanking them also. And that's something in us which has allowed us to be porous and receptive. Thanking the internet, Zoom, all these modern platforms which have connected us irrespective of physical separation. Thanking the whole of manifest creation, that which is in form, insects, beings, stones, nature, human beings, books, gadgets, and thanking the unmanifest, the formless, being grateful for the thread of breath that is our connection with this material body. And since the body is the instrument through which the grace works, promising ourselves to take care of it, nurture it, honor and respect it. Honoring each function, each part of the body, and the intelligence of the body which works despite of our ignorance. Honoring the mind, thoughts, feelings, emotions, our sensitivity, even our numbness, for playing its part, honoring the sensations in the body, pain, joy, bliss, all the tastes that we have through it. And deep in the center of our hearts, in the depths of our being, honoring the one who is happily sitting even when being ignored. The flame that never dies. And maybe having a short communication with this flame in the depth of our hearts. Maybe making a sankalpa that I will always take the time to pause and listen to your feeble voice. And I will let it come forward, the feeble voice, and make it the king of my life. Give it the throne in my being. Making that feeble voice my reality, my true reality. Because it knows. And with that knowing, I will lead my life. And that knowing may be at times very impractical, but I would still follow the knowing. So, just last 1 minute, I'll mute myself and we can have a silent time with ourselves. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Everything.
Monica.
Thanks, everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful singing, Monica. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Kalpana ji. Bye bye.